Malaysia history traces back to 40,000 years with Negroes as the first inhabitants. Indian and Chinese traders arrived in the 1st century AD, influencing culture with Hinduism and Buddhism. Various empires, including Lankasuka, Srivijaya, and Majapahit, controlled the region before the Malacca Sultanate emerged in 15th century. European powers like Portugal and the Netherlands colonized part of Malaysia in the 16th and 17th centuries. British influence grew in the 19th and 18th centuries, leading to establishment of street settlements. Japan occupied Malaysia during Second World War, leading to nationalist movement. Malaya gained independence in 1957 and formed Malaysia in 1963. Singapore left the Federation in 1965. Malaysia experienced economic growth under Prime Minister Mahathir.
The formation of Malaysia in 1963 was a strategic move to counter communist influence and ensure regional stability in Southeast Asia during the Cold War. Integrating Singapore and Sarawak into Malaysia aimed to consolidate security and defense mechanisms to address the growing communist threat. Under British rule, Singapore had become a hub for communist activities due to its strategic location and active trade and labor markets. Tunku Abdul Rahman, the Prime Minister of Malaya, feared that an independent Singapore might fall to communism, destabilizing the region. Thus, incorporating Singapore into Malaysia was seen as a preventive measure to maintain security and control. Similarly, Sarawak faced significant communist insurgency, particularly from the clandestine communist organization, which sought to overthrow the colonial government. The inclusion of Sarawak in Malaysia provided it with access to more robust federal security apparatus, allowing for effective counter-insurgency measures. The merger facilitated coordinated military and police action, supported by international allies to curb communist activities. The formation of Malaysia created a centralized command to oversee and implement security policies, ensuring unified and effective operations against communist insurgencies. This centralized control was crucial in maintaining internal security, which would have been challenging if each state operated independently. Additionally,
Today we'll explore the paths to independence for Sabah, Sarawak, Brunei, and Singapore. Each region's journey is unique, shaped by distinct colonial histories and local dynamics. Singapore, a British Crown colony, joined Malaysia in 1963 but became independent in 1965. Sarawak, also under British rule, joined Malaysia the same year. Sabah, known as North Borneo, followed a similar path. Brunei retained its monarchy, rejecting Malaysia and achieving full independence in 1984. Colonialism forged distinct political identities in these regions. Economic disparities driven by resource exploitation fueled discontent. Independence movements encountered complex colonial dynamics and conflicting regional visions. The Malaysia Agreement was criticized for being rushed and excluding local voices. Approval processes relied on surveys, not inclusive discussions, and diverse colonial histories made a unified approach challenging. Following their independence, Sabah, Sarawak, Brunei, and Singapore enhanced their economic growth and standard of living by utilizing their natural resources and building infrastructure. As Brunei stayed a stable monarchy, Sabah and Sarawak gained political influence by joining Malaysia. Singapore created a precedent of stable and prosperous governance. In summary, the independence journey of Sabah, Sarawak, Brunei, and Singapore reflect their unique colonial histories and local dynamics. Each region navigated economic growth and governance challenges, resulting in distinct paths to stability and prosperity.
Sabah, Malaysia is utilizing its rich natural resource, including minerals, oil, gas, and timber, to drive economic growth and enhance prosperity for its residents. The state's 2024 budget of 5.74 billion ringgit focuses on key sectors such as agriculture, food security, industrial development, and tourism, aiming to improve infrastructure and public amenities while addressing socio-economic disparities for inclusive growth. Sabah achieved a record revenue of 6.973 billion ringgit in 2023, supported by over 33 billion ringgit in investments and historic trade figures of 118.1 billion ringgit in 2022. Strategic initiatives like taking control of its electricity supply and launching the Sabah Malaysia My Second Home MM2H program are set to further boost economic development. Additionally, securing a 25% stake in Petronas chemical fertilizer.
Defending the right of the Bumiputra community in Sabah and Sarawak. Bumiputra rights in Sabah and Sarawak have a different history than Peninsular Malaysia. Sabah and Sarawak have many indigenous tribes that define Bumiputra culture. Many Bumiputra rights laws have been passed by Sarawak and Sabah governments. Notable laws include the State Land Law, which governs land ownership and use. To protect Bumiputra land rights, these policies generally give land and customary land rights first. Bumiputras often use legal means to protect their traditional land rights. They struggle to recognize and maintain their customary land rights in the legal system and seek justice in land disputes.
Okay, let's move to protecting the interests and rights of the Bumiputera. So, first of all, background on Bumiputera. Bumiputera is widely used in Malaysia to refer to the country's Malay and other immigrant groups. The concept is derived from Malay words. Bumi means earth, and Putera means prince or son, signifying "Song of the Land". The protection of Bumiputera rights stems from Malaysia colonial history, where immigrants Malaysians were economically advantaged compared to the Chinese and Indian immigrants brought in by the British to work in the tin mines and rubber plantations. And next is economic and cultural. In the era of business, the nation economic policy stipulates and Bumiputra should own at least 30% of the quality in the business. And Malaysia has pursued a number of places, includes the use of Bahasa Malaysia as the national language, the promotion of Islamic values, and the preservation of.
Okay, so I will introduce the Racial Unity Consultative Committee. The Malaysian Advisory Committee on Racial Unity was established in 1971 with the aim of addressing the tense situation caused by the 1969 racial riots and promoting ethnic harmony. The committee promotes understanding and cooperation among various ethnic groups through work in the fields of education, employment, social welfare, and cultural exchange. The legacy of JPPK emphasizes the importance of dialogue, empathy, and cooperation in building a united and prosperous Malaysia.
During discussions in London on 20 until 22 November 1961, a commission was established to investigate North Borneo and Sarawak resident views on Malaysia. On 16 January 1962, an impartial independent panel was created. The Cobalt Commission was crucial to Malaysia's foundings. Lord Colbert chairs the Colbert Commissions of five members. The five members is including the Lord Colbert. Two are from British government appointed member. The name is Sir Anthony Abel and Sir David Watterson. And for the Federal of Malaya government appointed member, the name of member is Datuk Wong Pauni and Encik Muhammad Ghazali. Basic of concern. Most North Borneo and Sarawak residents favor Malaysia entrance based on the survey. North Borneo and Sarawak will benefit economically and militarily from joining Malaysia. All parties agree on amalgamations terms at the final Malaysian establishment negotiation in London in mid 1963. Britain, the Federation of Malaya, Singapore, North Borneo and Sarawak signed the Malaysia Agreement on 8 July 1963.
The formation of Malaysia Intergovernmental Committee was established in 1916 to facilitate the merger of Malaya, North Borneo, Sarawak, and Singapore into a single nation. The committee comprised representatives from the four territories led by Tunku Abdul Rahman, Malaysia's Prime Minister. The committee's primary object was to iron out difference and reach a consensus on key issues, including constitutional matters, economy, and defense. After a series of meetings, the committee successfully drafted the Malaysia Agreement, paving the way for the formation of Malaysia on September 16, 1963. This historical event marked a significant milestone in the region history.
Singapore referendum, historical context and merger idea. Post World War II, Singapore faced economic instability, social unrest, and a growing communist threat. Merging with Malaya, Sarawak, and North Borneo was seen as a solution for economic unity and security. The People's Action Party (PAP) supported the merger to ensure Singapore's survival and growth. Rising communist threat and political tension. The communist movement in Singapore, led by the Barisan Socialists, opposed the merger, fearing discrimination against Singaporeans. Intense political tensions arose, leading to a contentious referendum campaign. Referendum process and results. The referendum on September 1st, 1962 offered three merger options but no option to oppose the merger. PAP's extensive campaign led to 70% of the votes favoring the merger, while opposition tactics resulted in less than 30% blank votes. Aftermath and independence. Singapore joined Malaysia on September 16, 1963, but soon faced racial, economic, and political tensions. On August 9, 1965, Singapore separated from Malaysia, becoming an independent nation, influenced by lessons from the merger and referendum to focus on multiracial unity and strong governance.
In Hindu Buddhist influence from India marked Malaysia's early history. Islam arrived in the 10th century, gaining fully embraced by the 14th to 15th centuries. Colonial power, Portugal, then the Dutch and the British reshaped Malaysia post 1511. British outposts led to culture over Malaysia with Singapore, Penang, and others. Japanese occupation from 1942 to 1945 weakened British influence in East Asia, fueling anti-colonial sentiment in Malaya. Many Chinese joined the MCP due to fears of Malay Islamic dominance. The United States of Malaya gained independence in 1957 after British military action and negotiations quelled the communists in